Hi, in this video I am going to derive a few mathematical expressions for integrated rate law equations of reactions following zero order kinetics, first order kinetics, second order kinetics with equal concentrations of the two reactants, and then for a second order reaction where the initial concentration of the two reactants is not the same. Let's start with the derivation for a zero order reaction. So let's start for a reaction which follows zero order kinetics. If there is a reaction A giving products, then the rate of the reaction R can be represented as K into A raised to 0, as this is a zero order reaction. Therefore, the rate of the reaction can be just expressed as that equal to rate constant. Now rate of a reaction can be written as minus dA by dt, as we have seen earlier, and that is equal to K. Now if we take the initial concentration of A as small a and X as a consumed concentration, that is the concentration which has been consumed up till a given time, then A minus X would represent the concentration at any given instant of time. So therefore we can modify this rate law expression and write it as, so we can modify the rate law expression which is out here as minus d A minus X by dt equal to K, where K is the rate constant of the reaction. Following simple laws of differentiation, we can modify the equation as follows. Since A is the initial concentration, it is a constant quantity throughout the reaction, and since the differential of a constant is 0, this quantity can be taken as 0, whereas since X is a variable, dx by dt is not equal to 0. So therefore we have got a very simple equation, dx by dt is equal to K, and now we'll rearrange it and integrate it. So as we just saw, dx by dt is equal to K, so dx is equal to K times dt. We can integrate it on both the sides, and integral of dx is x, integral of dt is obviously t, and there will be a constant of integration. Now at 0 time, t equal to 0, the consumed concentration X is also equal to 0, and therefore 0 is equal to K into 0 plus C. So we can say C is equal to 0. So if we substitute this value in this particular expression, we have got an equation X is equal to K times T. So if we plot a graph of X versus T, the consumed concentration versus time, it will be a straight line passing through the origin. However, if we plot a graph of rate of the reaction versus time, then the graph will be a line parallel to the, now let us derive for half-life of a zero order reaction. Now at half-life time of a reaction, the consumed concentration is half the initial concentration. Hence if we substitute this in the integrated rate law expression, we will get A upon 2 is equal to K times T half, or T half is equal to A by 2K. This is the expression which I have shown earlier as T equal to A0 by 2K. Now this expression clearly indicates that T half is directly proportional to initial concentration of the reactants. That means if we start a reaction with very high concentration, then the T half will be longer. And if we start a reaction with very small concentration of the reactants, then the T half will be smaller. So here as we saw, T half depends on the initial concentration of the reaction. Now let's derive the integrated rate law expression for a first order reaction. So let's consider a reaction A giving you products. The rate of the reaction, since it is a first order reaction, can be represented as K into A raised to 1. We need not write A raised to 1, it's understood. Now rate of the reaction, as I wrote in the previous derivation, can be represented as minus dA by dt. And if we take small a to be the initial concentration of capital A and X as the consumed concentration, then A minus X would represent the concentration at a given instant of time. In that case, we can modify this rate law expression as minus dA minus X upon dt is equal to K into A minus X. We can always apply laws of differentiation and simplify our equation. Minus dA by dt is rate of change of initial concentration of A with time, which is not a possibility as it is a constant. So therefore the first quantity becomes 0 and dx by dt remains the way it is. And now we can rearrange this and integrate this. So we'll bring all the x terms on one side and the time term on the other side. Now if I integrate this on both the sides, what will I get? So I'll rewrite the previous step. We can always express the right hand side as k times integral of dt, as k is a constant. We know very well that the integral of 1 upon x is log x. However, integral of 1 upon a minus x will be minus log of a minus x. So basically it's ln a minus x into minus 1. And that should be equal to kt plus c, where c is the constant of integration. Now at 0 time, the value of consumed concentration is 0 and therefore a minus x is equal to a, and therefore we can write this as minus log a is equal to k into 0 plus c, and therefore c is equal to minus ln a. Now can we substitute it here? Obviously, to simplify it further we'll have to get rid of the constant of integration, and what we'll get is ln a minus x k into t plus minus ln a. So if I rearrange this equation, I can bring both the log terms on one side and we'll have ln minus ln a minus x is equal to k into t. On further simplification, we can write this as k into t ln a upon a minus x, and therefore finally we can write this as 1 upon k ln a upon a minus x. And now if we need to express this in terms of log to the base 10, then we can always write this as 2.303 upon k log a upon a minus x. So this becomes our integrated rate law expression for a first order reaction. So I'll rewrite the expression. T is equal to 2.303 by k log of a upon a minus x. Rearrange this expression, we'll get kt upon 2.303 is equal to log a minus log a minus x. So if we make log a minus x the subject of the formula, we will get minus kt upon 2.303 plus log a. If we plot a graph of log a minus x versus t, the graph will be a straight line but with a negative slope, and the value of slope, assuming this equation to be of the form y equal to mx plus c, we can calculate the value of k. So the y-intercept will be log a and the slope out here will be equal to minus k upon 2.303. The slope is itself going to be negative, and therefore both these negative signs will cancel out, and the value for slope will be 2.303 into the magnitude of the slope. Also, one can easily find the initial concentration of the reactants by using the y-intercept, which will provide the value of log a, and the initial value can be calculated by using the anti-log of this value. And also, if I have to plot a graph of a minus x, that is the instantaneous concentration, versus t, the graph will show an exponential fall in the concentration of the reactant. So as you all can see, this will be the initial concentration A0 or A itself, and as the time progresses, the concentration of A or A minus x will keep decreasing. Now we shall derive the expression for half-life time of a first order reaction. Now first let me write the rate law expression. Now when t is equal to t half, the value of x, as we saw earlier, will be a upon 2, and therefore the formula will get modified as k is equal to 2.303 by t half log of a upon a minus a by 2. A minus a upon 2 will be a upon 2. So on rearranging and cancelling, what we will get is k is equal to 2.303 by t half log of 2. And I'm sure most of you all know the log of 2 by heart. So log of 2 is 0.3010, and that is divided by t half. So half-life time, and this can be further simplified as 0.693 upon k. So this becomes the expression for half-life of a first order reaction. Now I hope you all realize that here there is no concentration term involved, and if there is no concentration term involved, then it means that half-life of a first order reaction is independent of the initial concentration. Now let's derive the rate law expression for a second order reaction with equal initial concentration of both the reactants. So suppose there's a reaction where two molecules of A react to form products, or A reacts with B to form products, such that the initial concentration of A is equal to the initial concentration of B, or we can write small a equal to small b. Then the rate law expression for the reaction can be written as rate is equal to K into concentration of A into concentration of B, which is effectively concentration of A square. As you all have seen in the previous derivations, we write the instantaneous concentration as A minus X, where A represents the initial concentration and X represents the consumed concentration. The rate of the reaction can obviously be expressed as minus dA by dt or as minus d of A minus X by dt. Now we can rearrange this equation and integrate it. So we can write this as minus dA by dt plus dx by dt, opening up the brackets, and that is equal to k times A minus X the whole square. As small a is the initial concentration of the reactant, it is a constant quantity and dA by dt can be taken as 0 therefore. Now let's rearrange before we integrate. This is what we get, and if we integrate it, now I'm sure all of you all know that integral of 1 upon x square with respect to x can be effectively written as integral of x raised to minus 2 with respect to x, and integral of x raised to n is x raised to n plus 1 upon n plus 1, and therefore I can write this as x raised to minus 2 plus 1 upon minus 2 plus 1, which is effectively x raised to minus 1 upon minus 1, which can be written as minus 1 upon x. So as far as this particular quantity is concerned, we can write the integral as minus 1 upon a minus x. However, we'll have to multiply it by minus 1 as the coefficient of x out here is minus 1. On the other side, k can be taken out of the integral sign as it is a constant. Now what we are left with is 1 upon a minus x out here, and that is equal to k times t plus c, where c is the constant of integration. So we need to find out the value of c, and for that we can use the idea that at 0 time the consumed concentration is 0, and hence a minus x is equal to a. So if we carry out that substitution, we'll have 1 upon a minus 0, which is 1 upon a, k times 0, k into t becomes k times 0, and that is equal to c. So therefore the value of c turns out to be 1 over a. Now if we substitute this in the equation, we'll get 1 upon a minus x is equal to kt plus 1 upon a. We can always rearrange this and write it as kt is equal to 1 upon a minus x minus 1 upon a, and if we take the LCM on the right hand side, we get a minus x upon a into a minus x, and if we further simplify that, we'll get kt is equal to x upon a into a minus x. And since we need the expression for k, I'll make k the subject of the formula, and we can write the expression like this. Now when t is equal to t half, that means at the half-life of the reaction, x is equal to a upon 2 as half the initial concentration is consumed, and therefore a minus x will also be equal to a upon 2, and therefore if we substitute this in the integrated rate law expression, then we can write the integrated rate law expression as a upon 2 divided by a into t half into a upon 2. We can cancel out a upon 2. So what we are left with is 1 upon a times t half, or t half is equal to 1 upon a times k. This expression tells us that half-life of a second order reaction is inversely proportional to the initial concentration of the reactant, and hence if we start the reaction with large concentrations, the half-life will be small, and if we start the reaction with small concentrations, then the half-life will be large. Now if we again look at the integrated rate law expression that we just derived, we can simplify it and write it as kt is equal to 1 upon a minus x minus 1 upon a. So if I make 1 upon a minus x the subject of the formula, then we can represent it the way I have written out here. Now this expression is of the form y equal to mx plus c, where k will be m and 1 upon a will be c. So if we plot a graph of 1 upon a minus x versus t, the graph will be a straight line with the slope being equal to k and the y-intercept out here being equal to 1 upon A. And hence, if we carry out a second order reaction, we can straight away plot a graph of reciprocal of the concentration at any given instant versus time, and we'll get a straight line graph. And the slope of the graph straight away will be the value of the rate constant of the reaction. Now let's derive the integrated rate law expression for a reaction following second order kinetics such that the initial concentrations of the two reactants are not equal. So if we consider a reaction A plus B giving you products, and if initial concentration of A is not equal to initial concentration of B, or if small a is not equal to small b, then rate of the reaction can be expressed as K times concentration of A into concentration of B, or we can write this as K times A minus X into B minus X, where A is the initial concentration of A, B is the initial concentration of reactant B, and X is the consumed concentration at any given instant of time. So A minus X represents instantaneous concentration of A at any given point of time, and B minus X represents the instantaneous concentration. We can also write the rate of the reaction as minus dA by dt. Now concentration of A can be replaced as A minus X, and we can further simplify this by opening up the brackets on the left hand side. So it will become minus dA by dt plus dx by dt, and that is equal to K times A minus X into B minus X. Now dA by dt is 0, so we'll get dx by dt is equal to K times A minus X into B minus X. So we can rearrange and write this as K times dt and integrate it on both the sides. Now the function out here is a little complicated, so we'll have to simplify it and then solve it further. So I'll multiply the numerator and the denominator on the left hand side by A minus B. And keeping in mind that A as well as B are constants, the constant can be removed out of the integral sign, and therefore I can take 1 upon A minus B out of the integral sign. Also, since the rate constant is a constant, I can take it out of the integral sign. Now I need to manipulate this further to make it convenient for me to integrate. So I'm putting in minus x and plus x out here. You will see the result of this in a moment or two. Now I can always simplify the numerator, writing it as A minus x minus B minus x. Now if you realize, we can always write this expression in the integral sign as A minus x upon A minus x into B minus x minus B minus x upon A minus x into B minus x. Now integral of A minus B is obviously integral of A minus integral of B, and we can also cancel out A minus x out here. So what we are left with is integral of 1 upon B minus x with respect to x minus integral of 1 upon A minus x with respect to x. So now we can apply the formulae for integrating these expressions. Now, as we all know, integral of 1 upon x is log x to the base e. So similarly, we have integral of 1 upon b minus x with respect to x, which we can always write as ln b minus x. However, we'll need to multiply it by minus 1 as the coefficient of x out here is minus 1. Similarly, the integral of 1 upon a minus x can be written as ln a minus x into minus 1, and on the right hand side the integral of dt can be written as t, and plus we'll need to add the constant of integration. Now I'll simplify the left hand side. I'm sure all of you all know that log x minus log y is log x upon y. So I can write this as ln a minus x upon b minus x. Now we need to find out this constant of integration. So we can use the idea that at initial time, that is when time is equal to 0, there is no consumed concentration as the reaction has not started, and hence a minus x will be effectively equal to a and b minus x will be effectively equal to b. So therefore 1 upon a minus b into ln a upon b is equal to k times 0 plus the constant of integration. So the constant of integration can be represented as 1 upon a minus b multiplied by ln a upon b. Now if we substitute this constant of integration in the expression out here, we will get 1 upon a minus b into ln a minus x upon b minus x equal to k times t plus 1 upon a minus b into ln a upon b. Now I can take this entire term on the left hand side, and for that I need to take out a minus b common. So I'll get ln a minus x upon b minus x minus ln a upon b. Now this can be further simplified and written as ln p minus q is ln p upon q, ln a minus x upon b minus x divided by a upon b. So we can further simplify this and write this as ln b into a minus x upon a into b minus x, and that is equal to k times t. So if we simplify this further, we can write the expression for k as 1 upon a minus b into t ln b into a minus x upon a into b minus x. And if we wish to express it in log to the base 10, then we can multiply the right hand side by 2.303. So the expression will be having log to the base 10 in that case. So this becomes the integrated rate law expression for the second order reaction where the initial concentration of the two reactants is not the same. We can always rearrange this equation and write it as k into t into a minus b upon 2.303 is equal to log b upon a plus log of a minus x upon b minus x. Now if I make log a minus x upon b minus x as the subject of the formula, then what we'll get is a minus b upon 2.303 times k times t minus log b upon a, which can always be written as plus log a upon b. This expression is obviously of the form y equal to mx plus c, and hence if we plot a graph of log a minus x upon b minus x, versus t, it will be a straight line having a y-intercept, and the slope of this graph according to this equation will be a minus b upon 2.303 into k. So knowing the initial concentrations of A and B, we can easily calculate the value of rate constant K of the reaction. And the y-intercept out here will be log A upon B. From these mathematical derivations, we can conclude that half-life of any reaction is inversely proportional to initial concentration of the reactant raised to minus 1. So I can always write this as T half is proportional to A raised to n minus 1, where n is the order of the reaction. So for example, for a zero order reaction, n is equal to 0, and hence T half will be proportional to A raised to 0 minus 1, which is minus 1, and hence T half is directly proportional to A, that is the initial concentration. For a first order reaction, n is equal to 1, and as a consequence T half is proportional to A raised to 1 minus 1, which is proportional to A raised to 0, and A raised to 0 will be 1, and therefore T half does not depend on the initial concentration of the reaction at all. Whereas for a second order reaction having equal concentrations of A and B, the two reactants, we found that half-life is inversely proportional to A raised to 2 minus 1, and therefore T half is inversely proportional to the initial concentration. Also, you must have realized that the unit of the rate constant K is not a constant quantity. It keeps on changing from order to order, and the general expression for the unit of K can be written as moles per dm cube raised to 1 minus n second inverse. And hence for a zero order reaction, we can say that the unit of K is moles per dm cube per second. For a first order reaction, as n will be equal to 1 and 1 minus 1 is equal to 0, we can say the unit will be only second inverse. And for a second order reaction, the unit will be moles per dm cube raised to 1 minus 2, and hence we can write it as dm cube per mole second inverse.